Hey fans of M&A, thanks for tuning in to another episode of M&A Sports Radio, and if you haven't already, please hit subscribe on your favorite podcast app.
While you're in there, leave us a rating, add a comment. We appreciate the feedback. Thank you for tuning in, M&A Sports Radio.
Audio Mailbag, bring it back. Greg in Boston calling. What's up, Greg?
How we doing, boys? First-time caller, long-time listener.
Appreciate it.
Greg, I'm excited to have you. I know you want to talk Boston Red Sox here. You're a big fan. You watch a lot of baseball. Where do you stand with the Sox?
I'm feeling strong about the Sox. Sox got a great team this year. We don't even need to go into the offense. That speaks for itself. I know the big question mark is pitching. Well, let me tell you something about the pitching. We look at playoff baseball. We look at 4 starting pitchers, okay? Because if we're going to Game 5, I can guarantee you we got David Price going that 5th game. Mm-hmm. We start off with Price, strong. Hasn't had a playoff win. This is the year he's going to happen. I can guarantee that.
Okay.
2, we got Porcello on the mound, pitching out of his mind. Let me tell you that. We're 2 games back right now, I think. No, excuse me, we're 1 game back right now. If we can get some home field, the guy, he's undefeated at Fenway this year. Okay? 3, we get a healthy Stephen Wright back. Okay? Let him float that knuckleball in there. No one can touch it. 2-point-something ERA. He was leading the league most of the year. Now we end up 4th. The new guy, Drew Pomeranz. Yeah, it took him 5 starts to get his first W as a Sox. No big deal. It's tough to pitch in Fenway. The pressure's high, boys. That's what we do here. We win.
Greg,
there's pressure.
Greg, question for you. You talk about pressure. Guys at the back end of the bullpen, Craig Kimbrell is back. I've heard a rumor, people kind of alluded to it in the media. Would you bring back Jonathan Papelbon if the terms were right?
Ew.
Even if he's just your setup guy?
Let me tell you something.
That's one less inning the starters have to go. That's something you got to think about.
I got a lot of love for Jonathan Papelbon. He did a lot for the city of Boston. If we have an opportunity where it comes where he can be on this roster, and we could use him for, a 7th or 8th inning spot. I can't turn away any sort of relief help right now. That was obviously one of our downfalls right now, but we worked on that before the trade deadline. We got Ziegler. We got Ibda or whatever his name is. He's great. He's fantastic. Kimbrell, at the back end, that's perfect. And some other guys are still developing. Again, a lot of the guys that we have right now, I don't have much faith in. So Papelbon's an opportunity. I'm more than welcome to listen to it.
I think you should trust the other guys that you brought up. I don't think you add Papelbon to this mix. I really don't. I think he's more headache than he is.
He's been there. He's a vet. He understands what it takes. He's been in those high pressure moments.
He's got 2 World Series rings, AJ.
Might not understand it.
I want to talk.
For me, boys.
I want to hear about and a little bit of scared of the Yankees right now. I know you're probably thinking, as a Yankee fan myself,
Bombers, Greg.
They're pretty hot right now.
I'll be honest with you. The Yanks, they're a fun team to watch right now. They're young kids. They're swinging the bats. They're letting them out. I lost some money on the guy that pitched the other night. What was his name? He threw a shutout.
Oh, Green last night against Toronto.
Yeah, Green. I thought he was going to get taken to the woodshed. He pitched a great game. I think the Yankees. I just think the AL East is too packed this year. They're 4.5 games back. I think that's the closest they're going to get. I think for the wire. I think it'll honestly come down to the last game of the season to see who wins the AL East. I think the AL East is going to be sending 2 teams with those wild card positions, and I just don't think one of them is going to be the Yankees.
Greg, one last question for you here before we wrap things up. You talked about Stephen Wright before, how big he's been. He's kind of been the stabilizer of this rotation over the course of the season. If they don't make you look at him, he gets hurt running the bases. John Farrell puts him in. Sox don't make the playoffs. I know John Farrell's been through a lot on and off the field in Boston. They don't make the playoffs. Is he gone in Boston?
Sox don't make the playoffs this year. John Farrell's got to go.
Really? Okay. Okay.
I really think that Dombrowski's invested in pitching, which we lacked last year. I think if we don't make the playoffs this year, I think he's got to go. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Players definitely like playing for him, I'm pretty sure. But, man, we don't make the playoffs this year. I think that's a definite consideration of Farrell losing his job.
Greg, thank you so much for calling in for your first edition of the Audio Mailbag. I hope to see you on here more often come the fall in October, all right?
I would love it. Great talking with you, boys.
Thanks, Greg.
Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in to this week's M&A Audio Mailbag. Make sure you call 646-397-6368 to join the show or leave a message. See ya.